Hello student, good afternoon. Today I have teach you theories of developmental biology. Theories of developmental biology. In this chapter, experimental embryology in contrast to descriptive embryology. In contrast to descriptive embryology or comparative embryology. Experimental embryology uses experiments as a method of investigation. During the latter part of the 19th century, investigators began to change the environment of embryos and surgically and mechanically to interfere with the blastomeres and other parts of the developing embryos. It was hoped that the normal mechanism of embryonic development would to be understood better through an analysis of the embryonic adjustment to these alterations. Some of the landmark investigations on the experimental embryology are as under. Number 1, mosaic theory. Mosaic scientist, he had to describe the detail on the embryo. Wilhelm Rox in 1850 to 1924. In 1881 performed a classical experiment which may be viewed as marking the beginning of the science of experimental embryology. He took a frog's egg at the 2-cell stage of cleavage and touched one of the 2 cells with the hot needle, thus destroying the nucleus. He observed that this is the mosaic theory. He observed that the union jour the cell continued dividing and developed into what he interpreted to be a one-half blastula, a one-half gastrula, and ultimately a one-half embryo. He thus concluded that certain areas of the egg are already destined in the ovary to develop into special region. Thus the pigmented cytoplasm of animal pole of frog unfertilized eggs chiefly develops into the head region of the animal, while the yolky cytoplasm of the vegetal pole of egg form the posterior region before fertilization. Before fertilization, the egg is radially symmetrical. This is the experimental theory. that mosaic scientists have proved that yolk cytoplasm of vegetal pole of egg from the posterior region before fertilization. The egg is readily symmetrical, but after fertilization it becomes bilaterally symmetrical as cleavage means cell division takes place. Continuous the blastomeres gradual. Number of cells develop or formation of cells, that is the cleavage. Tissue. Finally, specific tissue and organ are delimited in the blastula. So that finally it comes to resemble a mosaic with regard to the potencies of its blastomeres. The mosaic theory of rocks thus holds that the autogenetic development consists of differentiation of cells from a more or less undifferentiated and homogeneous egg with the crude and simple pre-location of material to greater differentiation and specialization of cells as development goes on. Second theory, regulative theory. 3 years after the Rock's experiment, after 3 years Rock's experiment on the frog's egg, he studied on the frog egg. Another German scientist, Hans Drich, in 1891 performed a somewhat similar experiment on the sea urchin eggs. And other example is sea urchin egg. At 2 cell stage, he isolated the blastomeres and expected each one of to develop into 1/2 blastula and ultimately 1/2 larva. But beyond his expectation, the 1/2 blastula closed itself into whole blastula, while gastrula, and finally whole larva of 1/2 size. He repeated the experiment with 4, 8 and 16 cells. This is the cleavage, cell division किंवा blastomeres mitotically develop the number of cells. 4, 8 and 16 cell stage, and obtained the whole larva of reduced size. Later, the similar experiment were performed by Endres 1895 and Spearman in 1901 and 1903, working with eggs of newts, and by Schmitz 1933 on the frog's egg, and obtained identical result. Drich reasoned that, contrary to the theories of Weismann and Rocks, fairly cleavages of the egg are equational or quantitative divisions of homogeneous material Hence, at an early stage, the blastomeres have equal potentialities. Equal potentialities. Their fate, he said, he determined by the position in the hole. Thus, he regarded the cleavage living egg as a harmonious equipmential system in which every part has potential the properties of whole. Development as observed by Drich in sea urchin eggs was to be called regulative development, and the eggs which were capable of performing such a development were called regulative eggs. Next, third theory, that is the gradient theory. The gradient concept was introduced by Boveri. Gradients concept was introduced the Boveri. In 1910, who considered that the vegetal region of the sea urchin eggs exerted the dominant controls over more animal region, and the influence decreasing towards the animal pole. However, he could not give any plausible reason for his concept, and it was Child in 1940 who stated that a single physiological gradient called metabolic axial gradient controlled morphogenesis in sea urchin. He showed that there exist differences in the rate of the general metabolism in the ooplasm of animal and vegetal hemispheres of oocytes and cleaving edge of sea urchin and starfish. It is generally found that the cytoplasm of animal pole of egg divides with high frequency, and this frequency gradually becomes progressively low towards the vegetal pole. This fact indicates that ooplasm of animal pole has high metabolic rate, which gradually decreases towards vegetal pole, and thus forming a metabolic axial gradient along the animal vegetal axis. Last theory, that is the Sperman's theory of organizers. Sperman's theory of organizers. From the time of first experiment concerning development, it is evident that there are interaction between the part of the developing embryo. These interaction issues that the parts will develop in their proper position as well regulate their relative sizes. This is the true even when the parts have been experimentally disarranged. A classical example of interaction, or at least the action and reaction was discovered by Spemann 1901 and 1921 of the development of the lens of the vertebrate eye. The retina and lens come from separate embryonic sources. The retina from the side of the forebrain, which is in turn comes from the neural plate, while the lens from the head epidermis. When the neural plate holds to form a brain, the epidermis comes into the contact with the bulges of brain tissue, which are destined to form the optic comes feature retina. Spemann and others found that the epidermis of the future lens region possesses a competence to form a lens, but if no contact is made between the epidermis and the bulges of brain tissue, a normal lens does not usually form. The optic cup is said to be induced or evoke the epidermis to form a lens. Okay, thank you.